Welcome to the tutorial from the labs. This time it's about installing EMC Replication Manager. This is done out of the Kybernetica lab, which you can find on www.kybernetica.ch or else on www.d-on-d.com. EMC Replication Manager is going to be installed on a Windows 2008 R2 release virtual machine with a capacity of an 80 GB hard disk drive. So in order that you see that it's going to be installed on a virtual machine, I've put on the environment so you can have a look at the specifics here. Right now I'm going over and let's install the solutions enabler first, because this is a prerequisite. We need to have that package. You can obtain it from powerlink.emc.com. Please check against the compatible versions with EMC Replication Manager and just go ahead and install all the providers. That's basically it, very straightforward. Next, we need some more software tools before we can continue and install EMC Replication Manager. We need Navi Secure CLI, which is basically the command line tools for a VNX system, because in our testing we will show you on how to actually implement it on a VNX system. You have to create a security file and use the username, sysadmin, password, whatever you have chosen. Usually the default password is sysadmin as well. If you don't have a Java runtime environment available, it will going to be installed within this installer. Moving forward, we have to have another tool called ADM Snap, which is the snapshot facility in order to allow us to do snapshots. This is what we will need during our demonstration on how the snapshotting mechanisms will work with VNX system. This is pretty straightforward install again. And then as soon as we're done with this, we can actually start and install EMC Replication Manager. The EMC Replication Manager can be obtained from PowerLink as well. If it's not available for your account, please get in touch with a sales rep. You have to at least choose one of the agents. I go for the SQL agent in order to protect an SQL server. And by specifying a fully qualified domain name with the exact license file, you can just skip this step, hit on next. Don't point it to a license file if you don't have any available. License file can be obtained from license.emc.com. Importantly, do not choose a domain name yet. You can later on actually join the Windows virtual machine to a domain. This is a workaround. I found it way easier to do it this way, to start in a workstation type of virtual machine when installing this for the first time, and then rather join the virtual machine later to the domain. The installation will be done in a minute. You go by choosing actually a standalone server. You can go for disaster recovery scenarios by installing a second replication manager server, connecting the first to the second one, and then have a disaster capabilities for the EMC Replication Manager platform. And after you actually have your first version of Replication Manager installed, make sure it's the latest one. If not, go via an upgrade procedure. This is what I'm doing here. I'm going from 5.4.0 to 5.4.1, and I just installed the package over it before even first trying to run the EMC Replication Manager for the first time. It's also very important that you install the console onto the same server if you want to use it as a console server, but I'm straightforward here. I install all the components on it, Replication Manager service, console, as well as an agent for the first time operation. So then I go ahead and start a replication manager console, and then you have to log in with the credential you gave to the application at the first installation of EMC Replication Manager. And since we are using, or we didn't join a domain yet, this is straightforward. It then tells you to actually change your password to a new password. If you're done, just go ahead and the EMC Replication Manager window will pop up. What I do here is I start adding a new user first by right-clicking on the users, add users, and put in the credentials for that user. Chose its role to ERM administrator because it has all rights, so it's role-based access management. You can have several roles defined like database administrator, operator, and so on. And also you can start, if you want to, you can actually add a new host and register that one. So this host then, in our scenario, because we want to actually have VMFS consistent snapshots and replication sessions in place, we can enable virtual center. So we use it as a proxy server to actually connect into VMware vCenter. This means that the VMFS consistent snapshotting replication mechanisms are actually freed from agents. So it's agent free. All right. It will actually register the host and we're good to go for the proxy server. So the next thing to do is actually to move ahead and join this computer to a domain. So we change this from work group into a domain server. And for us, it's the domain tco2.d-on-d.com, and this is straightforward. With our credentials, we join this server to the domain. All right, that's done. Let's reboot the server, and this is a fast forwarded process. All right, here we are back again. We are going to log into Unisphere for a moment. So this is the management tool from our VNX system. And we are using the user sysadmin, password sysadmin in our case. And we select the one system that we have. We're looking at storage, and what we are doing right now is actually to prepare the VNX system in order to work with EMC Replication Manager. In that case, we actually need to create a few LUNs that can be used as snapshot space. So this is something very unique to a VNX system when you want to go for the block snapshots. If you go for file snapshots, you don't have to do this. All right, in our example, we create 2 LUNs. You actually might need more, depending on how many snapshots you want to take and keep, actually. So you can then later on define a retention policy inside EMC Replication Manager. What you then have to do once you created those LUNs, you have to add them to the reserved LUN pool. So these are our 2 snaps. We add the LUN to the reserved LUN pool, hit OK, continue, and they're in those reserved LUN pool, meaning the EMC Replication Manager is now prepared for first use. Thank you.